Hi everybody. Wanted to talk to you today about a new rear light from Knog. This is called the Cobber. This is actually the mid Cobber. There is a Lil Cobber that is a 50 lumen light and about half this size, and there's a big Cobber that's about 30% larger than this light, and it is 270 lumen output. This mid Cobber kicks in 170 lumens, and all three of these units produce a 330 degree visible light angle. What that gives you is a view, of course, from the rear, a view from the side, and even the front side, all the way out to a 330 degree viewing angle, and that's partially due to the shape. It's a rounded unit. It's also, to some degree, to do with the light output. At 170 lumens, this is plenty bright. All of the units also come with multiple flash modes. The mid Cobber comes with 8 flash modes, and Knog do something pretty interesting in that they let you reprogram the flash modes. You can create flash modes and or eliminate flash modes. 8 come with this unit, and in the case that you're like me and don't really want to mess with 8 different flash modes and scrolling through them to find the one that you want, I typically use a daytime and an evening or a low light mode, but at most I'll probably use 2 and don't really want to cycle through all the different modes. And this lets you reprogram the unit to flash as you see fit and get rid of the other modes that you wouldn't use. The modes that come loaded are a max mode, which is 75 lumens and will run for 2 hours. A mid mode, which is 35 lumens and will run for 3.5 hours. A mode called steady pulse, which is a continual on with a big blast that goes up to 170 lumens. That's that max output. That'll run for 2.5 hours. There's one that is called flash, and that is intermittent full brightness 170 lumen flash that'll run for 2.5 hours. There is a rolling flash mode that runs kind of side to side across the unit, and rolling flash is 70 lumens and will run for 4.5 hours. There's a side flash that lights up the front and then intermittently lights up the sides as well at 100 lumens when everything's lit up. That'll run for 2 hours. A disco, which is alternating front and sides, that'll run for 80 lumens and 4.5 hours, and the eco flash mode, just a 15 lumen blast, and that goes front and alternating side. That'll run for 100 hours. So pretty long life for the last one, and that 15 lumens is actually at night in low light situations. Certainly better than nothing, although not as bright as the other, but that 100-hour runtime is pretty handy. The unit weighs 44 grams. The unit's actually waterproof. Knog call this unit fully waterproof. There's no perforated section here. It actually charges via USB, but like some of other Knog units, this one actually plugs into, has a male rather than female USB port, which means it plugs into other things don't plug into it. The clamps will fit, the clamp that comes pre-installed, will fit 22 to 32 millimeter round seat posts. The unit also comes with an Aero seat post mount, and it'll come with a couple of extra O-rings to be able to stretch to a fairly large seat post size. If you need larger O-rings, you can pretty much get an O-ring at virtually any hardware store, so that shouldn't be too much of a hassle. The units are ready now. They retail for around $69, and you can find them, I think at this point, they are available internationally. Hope that gave you a little bit more info about the Cobber. This is going to go on the next bike that rolls in for sure. And I hope you enjoyed the preview.